mean, I've done a few theaters, but like when arenas come in, it's like that's a whole other shit, you know.
Yeah, I did some fun stuff with him, man. Really fun stuff. But now I just go hang out. I'm like, I'm so cool at the camp. A bunch of my really good friends, and I have the same manager as him.
Nice.
So it's awesome. I just knew I was on a tour bus with them all for so long.
That's a good
5
time.
5 years, and I've been friends with them ever since.
Yeah, it's a good time. Yeah, Fluffy.
Incredible. We had such a great time in that bus, dude.
That's the thing. Like when you're on tour like that on a bus, I've never done a tour like that. I mean, I opened for Jeff Dye on the road, all over the place. We just fly in, fly out. But to be on the bus, that must be a wild experience.
Yeah, I didn't even have a home address. I didn't, because we were gone from January to like basically take July off. But it was January through June straight. July off. I'd just come to LA and live with the two homies on the tour.
Yeah.
And their couch for 2 weeks each, and then
put your shit in storage, not pay rent.
Yeah.
Yeah, smart. We rolling?
Yes, sir.
All right, guys, we are back. Welcome to the Ready, Set, Blow podcast with my man, Shaun Latham. What's up, brother?
What's up, buddy? Thanks for having me on.
Of course, man. Thanks for doing the drive up all the way down in Long Beach, man.
Yeah, hold it down, Long Beach.
You know, it's about 25 miles or 4 hours.
Or 4 hours. That's why I can't wait to the drone cars. We just get in them, bro. You just say where you're going, and then you just go.
Well, you know, some fucking asshole in this city is gonna, fuck that up for everybody.
Well, when the cars start flying like Jetsons, it's not going to be the way we drive cars. We're not going to actually have control of the thing.
Yeah, it'll be like on some sort of pre-recorded path, and it goes on its own way. Yeah, that's a good point.
That's it. They're not going to be letting fools just bang around, like they do now. Like, look what they do in the street. If you give everybody the skies right now,
yeah.
Can you imagine just like what downtown would look like?
I mean, the people are already wild with the drone, with the robot drones. Like they put a no-fly zone around the Super Bowl because motherfuckers are dropping drones in it last couple of years, like in the middle of the field. You can't behave with a fucking like an RC car version, an actual car-sized version of it.
Well, they have it. Like I know one of my favorite ones is the Jetson. It's called the Jetson 1.
It's actually called the Jetson?
Yeah, the Jetson 1. It's a one-man drone car, basically. And it's like it's the most sporty looking one to me.
Yeah.
There's a couple others, but this one's my favorite one. And the Jetson 1, and if it's one dude, you could do like, I don't know, just like 70 miles an hour, and it's just cooking, dude. Just like it's just a guy in his drone car.
Dude, I mean,
there's a bunch of them out there now, but those ones that are real smaller, more compact, and like more realistic. Those are the ones.
I mean, just think about how much time you're cutting off any trip when you can fly point A to point B in a straight line, son. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like right now, you add 20 minutes getting from the valley down to like Hollywood because you got to take one of the canyon passes. There's no way to like just go fucking from Sherman Oaks to.
And also, we just wouldn't be trusted. I think there'd be 20,000 times more accidents if people just got to fly themselves around. I think it would just have to be, it's going to be on a grid that they run off of, and it's all smooth. That's why when cars start to drive themselves, at least it'll start to eliminate traffic.
Yeah, well, yeah, exactly. So, like, anytime anyone ahead of you slows down or speeds up, your car will automatically match that. So you're always moving.
You wouldn't. All the cars are going the same.
Yeah, at the right speed.
There's not like one dumbass on the left lane that's got like a 90 car gap in front of it. Yeah. That doesn't happen, and it's seamless.
Oh, here it is right here.
Look at that.
That shit is crazy, son.
I'm going to roll right up to the show with that, dude. Like, that's why I'm not
right onto the stage.
I'm not going to be trusted with money. Like, this is only like $100,000. That's nothing if you're a millionaire. I would buy, if I'm one of these billionaires that got at least 50 million, you're not going to tell me I'm not going to buy a fleet of those for the squad.
I would rather have that. Yeah. Fuck the
at least
Lamborghini.
10 of those.
Get a bunch of those things. That's sick, son.
10 of those things just mobbing, and they're all synced together. Look at that. I mean,
you coming in a formation and shit like you and the boys.
100%.
Is that his iPhone to the right as part of the controls right there?
Tell him the speed limit. It looks like. I never noticed that.
Yeah.
I don't trust it.
You don't
if that's part of the control mechanisms, we
saw
what happened at the bottom of the ocean.
Yeah,
that's a little. But you know what, man? I think that these things have little parachutes and shit too. So,
but you're only like 80 feet up. That parachute's got to eject you so high in the air. That's not.
Well, I'm supposed to figure it out.
Fuck that, man. I would take the risk of that thing.
Me too.
It's so cool if it falls out of the sky. Whatever, son. I mean,
and I would do that all day. I drove once in a demolition derby. That's way scarier.
No shit, dude.
Yeah, that's the most scary shit.
Where'd you do that?
Shit my pants. Indianapolis.
How'd you get to do that?
When I used to co-host the Pat McAfee show.
That's right.
On the early years when it was mostly just like it wasn't sports related.
Yeah.
We would talk about some sports stuff, but it was mostly just
bullshit,
shit talking. Yeah. And so I just had a lot of friends in town, and my buddy said, "Hey, my buddy owns this racetrack. It's the Indianapolis Speedrome.
Jesus.
And they do figure 8 racing. You ever seen that?
Yeah, where you
man,
sideswipe a guy.
Well, no, it's a figure 8 but they just an intersection in a racetrack.
That's what I'm saying. So if somebody's too far back in the pack, you can fucking ram.
Well, yeah, but if you look at you know what, pull up next. If we're pulling stuff up, if we got those technological capabilities.
You know, Joe Rogan's not the only one with a good producer. I got my guy Mike Nell, Second Floor Studios, taking care of the fucking
Indianapolis Speedrome figure 8 racing. These dudes are maniacs.
We lost that screen again.
My buddy hooked me up with the guy that owns this place. He was awesome. This dude, Kevin. And he was like, yeah, I'll give you, because he has a bunch of used cars that get traded in because he owns car dealerships. Okay. So he'll sell those off
the junkers,
derby cars. Yeah. So he gave me one. I got a paint job on it.
Look at this.
I had my number. I mean, I did it. Now watch this. There's no stop sign here.
That's what I'm saying, man. So if somebody's like pulling up too far back, you could.
Yeah, you wait till you see it. It's like some weird voodoo magic that people aren't
don't
just
ram each other,
hammering each other. There's still pace car in it right now. Wait till we get rocking and rolling, dude. Because they start getting more spread out, and then the whole track, it's banana land.
That's fucking wild.
Wait till they start.
I bet these dudes, like, even if you're the best figure 8 racetrack driver ever, yeah. I mean, that's fucking crazy.
This is bananas.
That's crazy. Even if you're the
putting
best.
An intersection.
God damn! Like
they got an intersection in a race, dude. These guys are maniacs. This shit's so exciting.
I can only imagine how many laps they do.
There's one like the one that's like a huge money prize is like hundreds.
Bro, shit.
Yeah.
Do these guys? I'm saying, like, how much do these guys actually make? Because I gotta believe that, like, even if you're the best figure 8 track racer,
yeah, you're not making.
You're making $150,000 a year.
You're doing this because you love doing it. Yeah. You got that hillbilly in you, that deep rooted. Like, there's so much amazing.
Ooh, there you go. There you go.
There's so much amazing racing going on. They have this one race where it's just cars from the '90s. Or whatever, like nice. You can only have like regular street
someone's
cars.
In a fucking Acura.
So it just all the 80s and 90s cars were only allowed to race in it. So it just have like a bunch of like Sentras and old Hyundai Accents and just
somebody got like, a Geo Metro out there, the fucking pulling up the rear, man. Son, on a donut.
So funny. It's the best. It's so exciting to watch this stuff. And then I got in. I did a cooking show episode there. I smoked some ribs. And I got in that race, and it was the most terrifying thing in my life.
This figure 8 is? Oh no, this is what you did.
No, I did a demolition derby.
Okay, so that I got to imagine that it's got to be kind of safe. I mean, it's a dirt track. You got a helmet on.
These hillbillies, like, they're crazy, man. Like I didn't really get the gist until I got in there, and all the you come in, they announce your car and all that, and you pull in. And then you're just everybody's with their with the ass end of the car facing the middle, and they're all just waiting. There's no glass. You have like a cushion. The air that like the egg crate mattress. Like that. But the OG stuff, they put extra there on the side.
That's safety. They
put
a quilt next
safety.
to the fuck.
And then everybody just goes and reverse and just starts banging it out.
That's what. How long did you last?
I didn't last very long, dude. And I tried my hardest. I was actually just trying to take off around, and I hit nobody to try to outlast them, but then I was just getting blasted.
Yeah. How is that how it works? Like, how do you just the last car running wins?
Yeah, the last car running wins.
So is there
me and my really good buddy, who introduced me to the guy, he also had a car in it.
Okay.
So we got to do it together. My boy Stack in Indiana.
And did he crush it?
Yeah, he did way better than me.
Is there like a technique where you got to hit the guy so you don't disable the car, or like?
Yeah, you want obviously less damage. So if you're going to be hammering, it's better because they're gonna get more damage than you hammering them.
Okay.
But you just watch these. I mean, this shit. Some of these and
I feel like reversing would be a smart movie if you just crush the back of your car.
Yeah, and the one I was in had a lot of cars.
Killing it.
Look at
that yellow PT Cruiser's got some game.
I'm telling you, bro. People just in the stands getting hammered. This is so incredible, and it felt like the Purge down there when I was in that, like the chaos of the cars and the crashing sounds and the screeching and it just felt like it was that was the most lawless feeling of my life.
And I got to imagine the kind of people that go to this shit know how to have a good time. The people that are that are in the stands. Fucking,
my boy James has
they've been drinking since the sun came up, kind of people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, dude. They're built different over there. This is Indianapolis. I think this is the one in Indianapolis, but I don't know how old this is. And
Yeah.
I know that there's a whole, all down through Florida, they have a whole circuit, from Indy down, probably starting in Michigan.
Yeah, man. I mean, that's one thing I will say about white trash, man. They do not have a good time. I mean, like to just go and fucking destroy a car.
Yeah, they buy them for that. And I love it. Now, I won't say white trash. I'll say hillbillies though, because there's a thing inside motherfuckers. You know what I mean?
Poor white folks who like, what do you do when you?
But these guys aren't poor. They all have the extra cash to go buy this and do this.
Well, that's what
These guys are all like balling, like roofing companies and shit.
Oh no shit.
So they go and have an extra $5,000.
Like, I'll get a beater for $200 and beat the shit out of it. See what I gotta do.
Yeah,
and they don't work at the scrapyard. They own the scrapyard.
Gotcha.
Yeah, dude. They just get their cars and they live out in the country, so they got all the extra land. You know that my homie Stack, him and his buddies, they have things called yard cars. So
it's a yard car.
A yard car. So like when you live out in the country and you and your buddies, they have just like areas to ride around in shitty old cars where they can bang into each other. And
they just got property, so like fucking
and
it's like
so that's their yard car.
Let me not get a Can-Am or one of those expensive 4-wheelers.
No.
Let me get
one of these,
a $400 thing, a Celica, $400 and just drive that on my property.
It was one of my favorite things I ever heard anybody tell me. They had a yard car. I was like, you got a yard car, my man, because they could just bang around their yards and just be drunk driving in their yards and have fun back there, dude.
I like that. Are you originally from Indianapolis? Where are you from?
No, I'm from Los Angeles.
No shit.
But
rare local, son. I don't think I've had any locals on the podcast.
I did comedy here for years, and then I went to Indiana in 2015.
Okay.
And that's how I ended up, because they have I have some Comedy Central credits.
Yeah.
And no, you're my buddies at Old Morty's. What's that?
So you're a legitimate comic, I know.
Yeah, well, I'm just saying the reason I left to do it was because my buddies who own the comedy club there, Morty's, they also
own my guy fucking Chris Bowers, man. I love Bowers.
Him and Todd McComas.
Yeah, I got to get him on this fucking show. That guy's got some stories.
Yeah, he
fucking
does.
Days, dude.
Yeah, he's my buddy.
Great
so
guy.
I went out there and hang out with them. They got me with their agency. So I started. There was at least 30 clubs that were just clubs you never heard of. That it was a paper, it didn't matter. I was a flat rate,
Yeah.
It wasn't much. It'd be like $1,000 to $1,500 max.
Yeah.
To headline for the weekend. Could be 5 shows, could be 4, 3.
Yeah.
And I just drove around headlining, but then I met Pat, and then I started working on the show, and we,
nice.
And then ended up in New York. But I just came back.
Is that how you got hooked up with Barstool when you started fucking with Pat?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, Pat.
You had that cooking show for a while, right? The $20 or less, or whatever.
$20 chef.
Yeah.
Yeah, I still do it sometimes. It's just different when you don't have a full-time production.
Yeah. You got to put it all on your own shoulders.
Shoots, edits, does the social on it.
Yeah.
That's a different ball game. I can focus on one side. I'm too ADD to. I mean, I could open up Cap Cut and do some small stuff.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Once I got some bread, I started paying other motherfuckers to do this.
You got to, dude. It makes it It's such a world of difference and like such a load off your back.
Well, because you end up spending more time it's not about generating ideas and funny stuff. It's about you spending like 4 times as much time just getting it posted and getting edited than coming up with the idea for it. You know what I'm saying? So if I'm going to come up with ideas, I can't be spending, fucking 15 hours a week editing clips. I don't have the time, you know what I'm saying? I don't have time for that.
It definitely weighs into the other side.
Yeah, man. So how'd you, are you like, with the $20 chef, are you the cook and you can actually make this stuff, or they like figure out how can we get some recipes? Like they have like a cooking staff that came up with some of the recipes.
No, it was all me.
No shit.
Yeah. I just started doing the show with Pat, and then it started getting really good traction.
Nice.
And then I just have to, and then I start selling a bunch of ad space, and I added 2 a week.
There you go.
For years, and then, but no, that was my job is just to, have the material and the recipes, and then the location and the theme or whatever the hell I'm doing that episode.
All right. See, a lot of guys. I feel like the world thinks single men can't cook, but you got to learn fucking quick when you live it alone.
You do, man. I just like cooking though.
So do I, dude. So do I. I'm a big fan of it.
For people, I like cooking for people.
Same way, dude.
I like being the grill man. I'm big in the barbecue world. I have a barbecue bash I'm cooking at in Iowa in March.
Nice, dude. And that I was thinking about it today when I was coming up. I was like, how the fuck did I meet Shaun? I was like, I know it was either a Dan O'Carter or a Dave Williamson show. And once you said, oh, I'm a grill man, it was a Dave Williamson show down south, down by him. Or by you.
Yeah, we haven't cooked together yet, but we both know that, he knows I know he does. He knows
He goes fucking wild, son. Some of the shit, I mean, he goes hard.
He spends a lot of money on food for other people.
Oh, I mean, he's at least fed me fucking $1,000 worth of shit for free. You know what I'm saying?
Brisket isn't cheap, and it takes hours.
And the time, the grill that he has alone probably costs him a few grand to fucking,
But even if the grill, but they probably send it to him.
Oh, at this point, yeah.
Yeah. And but still, like that's ribs aren't cheap. Brisket isn't cheap.
No.
You know.
No.
But it's so much fun to cook for everybody. I'm cooking for an event next week too, just because I like doing it. And
I like that.
And I'm
dude.
doing stand up after it.
You know, people like that. That's actually one thing. I mean, you know, I grew up. I'm from New York City originally, and we grew up poor and shit. So for me, like sharing a meal with somebody is like, you know, a big gesture because that's all we had to give. Like, say, hey, you know, we didn't have anything else to give anybody. So my mom was like, "Let's have them over for dinner." That's we got an extra plate. Is what we got. So I take great pride in cooking for other people. If we're out eating, if I'm with 4 friends, if I can pick up the tab, if I have the money for it.
Yeah,
it's like one of the highest gestures I can give to you because, like, you know, hey man, like, you know, I don't got money, but I got this. You know, that's how my head still thinks about it.
Yeah, I think it means a lot because you actually have to take the time. Like, I've been at a point where I had more money than I have now, and it was much easier to just pick up a tab than it was to
you and me both
prepare. You know, like here's what I'm gonna make. I'm gonna invite these people over and. I'm gonna make this. I'm gonna have some New York strips. I'm gonna do.
Yeah, and you put love and care into it. It's not. It's like one of those things. Like, oh, you can. You know, it's like a meaningful gift versus an expensive gift that you like. You know, anybody can buy expensive champagne and bring it to a dinner party. But if like, yo, I make the fucking most banging red velvet cake, I'm gonna spend a couple hours to make this and bring that to the party. That carries some weight. You know what I'm saying? I think anyway.
Yeah, no, 100%. I have a sweet outdoor kitchen out here too. I'm filming tomorrow. I'm filming all day tomorrow.
Bro, that's like the fucking best, bro.
Yeah, I put it all together myself.
Still, I mean, I got no outdoor space. I got a patio that I grow a weed plant on once a year.
You know what? You got to get you one of them grills that hangs off the ledge.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what I need to step it up.
No, that was one of the reasons. Like I live with my friend, a longtime friend, and he has a great yard, so it's perfect. And I was like, and he wasn't using the space, and he was like, dude, do whatever you got to do if you're gonna put a kitchen in.
Nice.
So now I'm out there all the time. I got the griddle, smoker. I got 2 smokers, a griddle, and I have the pizza connector for the smaller smoker.
That's so.
And then I have a Weber charcoal. You got to have the charcoal grill. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you got the original fucking. It does make the flavor better. So, do you have like wood chips, like the original shit?
Yeah. Well, if I'm smoking, it depends what you're doing.
Yeah.
You know, like you could put that in with the charcoal or whatever. If I'm just doing a Weber grill, but I don't really think that if it's not going to be covered for a long time, it's not going to do much change of flavor. At the end of the day, I just need that. That fire flame broiled flavor. Like when I do a chicken leg or something, I cook it on offset. On the off heat. Yeah. I always put my charcoal only the one side.
Yeah.
So and then once it's been in there for a long
that's expert,
time.
Man. That's back when I was married. I used to watch a lot of cooking shows with my ex, and that got me more into cooking. It's like, oh, you learn technique from that shit. So stuff like that, watching like Bobby Flay's, like you got to move the stuff to the coals to one side of the grill to create convection. I'm like, I'm like learning science through the Food Network.
Yeah, that's where you can just do reverse searing if you want to do it or whatever. But I'll throw it all over there, let it burn real good on that that skin, flip it over, then put it back off. Yeah,
get that fucking char on there.
Yeah, I got my own rub, so I like.
You got your own rubs? Is that your merch?
Yeah. That's my merch. Yeah.
Nice. Now, is it hard to pack in that shit in and out?
No, I just take a couple of the boxes. I'm not rolling with a pallet of it. I'll take.
You get a hand truck. Fuck my jokes. You want this rub?
I just roll around with a 25-foot box truck. Just my rub in there. My 18-ounce bottles of rub.
Yeah, I only know that because what's his name? TJ Miller was selling hot sauce, and he would always make the clubs like ship it to and from. But he sells a lot of that shit because he's a big name.
That's a good idea.
But he's got like, they have to like pack in and pack out 4 boxes of fucking hot sauce. Shit weighs a ton because glass bottles and shit.
Get a fucking dolly. You need a dolly for that, bro. I'm not carrying that. I'm gonna have to have a little fold out dolly.
I know.
Put that in. If you're selling out a weekend, I bet you could put that in your rider to have a dolly.
Oh yeah, bro. I've seen crazier shit in a rider than that, man. Fucking famously, Eddie Griffin has a new pair of Air Force Ones every show. Doesn't even fucking use them.
But that's funny though. You got a guy from the comedy club fucking going to Home Depot on Thursday at 2 p.m. to pick you up a specific red dolly.
Yeah. Well, I mean, fucking what's his name? Todd Glass will rearrange the whole fucking room. I mean, he'll like require furniture changes and shit, like lighting changes. Like
I don't know him personally.
He'll go hard.
I just know him because when I started comedy, I was a food runner and waiter at the Tempe Improv in 2001.
Okay, so you started. Okay, so you're 20 years. How the fuck old are you?
45.
The fuck, man. I feel like every week I'm I'm 40 years old. I look like shit.
No, you don't, bro.
I mean, I feel like you're like, oh, what's he?
Hey, East Coast people are just more stressed out, bro. It just takes a toll on you over the years.
It wears on you.
Yeah.
So you started in 2001, and starting in LA must have been fucking wild.
No, I started in Phoenix. I lived in Phoenix
I love Phoenix.
Yeah, I started in 01. And I just started dabbling around. I wasn't doing much, you know.
Oh, yeah.
It's when you do a couple of them, like a month, and you're like, I'm a comedian, dude.
Yeah, there's. I feel like that's all too common. It's like, when did you start? Well, technically I started this day, but I really got started that day.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, where I was a rare exception. So, like, before I got into comedy, I was like an investment banker. So, again, like, you know, having money, no money, back to having some money. We were talking about that a minute ago. But I, like, stopped that and then started this. And that was it for, like, the first 5 years.
What year was that?
I started in September 6, 2016.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, so I started way late. I was in my, 33.
But I also feel like then you'll just get faster, funnier because you have all the stories, you have everything. I'm over here 21 trying to think of the stupidest shit.
Yeah.
I haven't lived. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm not Dave Chappelle. And I'm not no brilliant writer at 16.
Well, look, I
feel
like you start when you start, and thank God. I feel like I keep getting better. So I've always said I'll quit if I feel like I'm not making any progress. I enjoy doing it.
Yeah.
So as long as I enjoy doing it, I feel like I'm getting better. I'm going to keep going. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That thrill is awesome. You know?
Yeah.
It's like I think it's the same shit as like dudes that rob banks. Like they keep doing it even though they don't need the money.
Yeah.
It's like, buddy, you don't have to do this, man.
Yeah. One last job. It's always one last job.
It's that thrill.
Yeah.
It's just like nice. I love having the challenge of, for the most, I do well more than I don't do well on stage. There's always nights where it just shit ain't you just don't connect.
If you don't bomb every once in a while, are you even trying?
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. That's how I feel. Like, you have to eat it sometimes. You're like, oh, they didn't like that. You got to pull back. Try something different. But if you're doing the same shit over and over, and you're not bombing. It's like, then how do you push the envelope? How do you find some new shit? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
I try to throw my new shit in after.
So do I. I kind of swam shit in the middle.
Yeah. But you know what? If the show, if I can't get them, like I just feel like these people are saying feeling me, but I'm gonna keep trying. I'll hit them with another one. I'll hit them with another one. I'll hit them, strike out. Strike. Nope. I'll just get into a point where I'm just like, man, I'll just try some shit I always wanted to try that I just never did because
fuck it.
If my shit ain't working, well, this. What do I?
We have to lose at that point.
That's like my favorite bit. It just was flat. Like there's no. I might as well just talk about these wedge salad. You know what I mean? Wedge salad gets too much respect. It's too high price for the least amount of maintenance. It's like this is a fucking 2-chop thing. This is a
2 ingredients.
I was talking about wedge salads or whatever, man. There's a thing in there. I know there's something funny about wedge salads, and that's somehow like the last few different times over the last couple of years where I didn't do well, like the. I always come back to this stupid ass wedge salad, but it's gonna come around someday.
You can work it out, dude. I was gonna say because I hadn't seen you perform. So I moved here in 2019, like right before the pandemic. I moved here, went to Australia, did a festival, and then came back, and then the fucking pandemic happened. So I met you in that like short period of time down at one of Dave's shows. I think it was at that it's a Common Space Brewery. Remember that spot?
It could have been.
It was one of those. It was an outdoor show, but it was before the pandemic. Mm-hmm. And obviously you were funny as hell. But then I saw you the other night when we were at the end. Shout out to the end, Nick Romero and the crew.
What a room.
Yeah, it was a good time. I was stoned as shit. So I usually have a little bit more energy on stage, but it was fine. I had a good time and the jokes, the set went well. And you came on like a fucking hurricane, and you just moved back from New York. And I feel like the cadence you were keeping and the amount of attention and presence you had reflects the time you spent out there, because there's no fucking room for breath in New York. It's like, what, all right, bring the shit. Like, there's no one pontificating in a New York set. It's like, fucking hurry up. I didn't pay $15 not to laugh, motherfucker. Get to it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, I think I brought some aggression with me back. For
no,
sure.
It's great. Yeah, I like it. I liked it a lot. That's why I was like, fuck, I gotta get Shaun on and talk about that shit. That shit was great, man.
Yeah, it was funny. Gabriel Iglesias one time, he let me open for him. Like it was like probably like last year in Phoenix. I was in Phoenix, and he goes, "Damn, man, you aggressive." He's like, "You just letting them happen, huh?"
Yeah.
It's like, oh, he goes, "You definitely." So that was the first time I kind of realized, maybe from being back east for so long, that was like 6 or 7 years, that I brought back some of that aggression. But
I like it.
Honestly, it's been feeling really good since I've been back. Like all my shows, I felt really good. Like obviously, I have some notes to take on each one that I need to fix little things that I can see happen that I don't want or whatever. But I'm feeling good being back. I mean,
dude, I got to imagine, man, like, I mean, because I grew up in New York, and it's funny. I started going to comedy clubs. I've always been a comedy fan since I was like a little kid. I saw George Carlin when I was little on TV. I think this guy's fucking brilliant. But like 14, 15, I started going to the comedy cellar because back then, this is like fucking mid 90s. Shows were $5 to get in, and it was a 2-drink minimum. And they didn't give a fuck how old you were. The drinks is how they made their money.
Yeah.
So I was like, yo, if you fucking buy this $5 ticket, they will serve us inside. So me and my high school friends would go and get hammered at the comedy cellar.
That's awesome.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. And like so I grew up in sort of that ilk, and right when I saw you come back, I was like, oh, that's fucking. He's got that kind of force, and I think it's because, now that I'm doing comedy many years later, and I know what the New York scene's like, you just have so much more stage time. Like, I mean, because it's such a smaller city with so many more rooms, you can do fucking 8 shows in a night easy. Whereas if you do 2 here and one's in Santa Monica and one's in West Hollywood, that's a fucking full night. You know what I'm saying? You're in the car, scrambling.
Yeah, now I try to, my goal is to like at least get an hour a week.
Yeah.
Like I need an hour of sets a week minimum.
Yeah.
Like that's my goal usually, and then whatever over, like last week I did like an hour 30.
Nice.
In sets, worth of sets, 20 minutes, 10 minutes, 7 minutes.
But in New York, you can do an hour and a night, man.
Yeah, I know.
15 minutes. You do 8 shows. You do 2 hours a night.
Yeah, but you got to be a pretty highly advanced dude in the scene.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean,
I didn't get anywhere near.
Yeah, if you're like a paid regular at the cellar, then you can do all their rooms in that one block.
Yeah.
And fucking pound out sets.
Yeah. Make a lot of money too, dude.
Well, I don't even know what they pay for as a paid regular in the comedy.
I know it was a pretty good amount of money per set. And
you
could be making $1,000 a night.
Yeah, I heard it's real money, not like I mean, out here it's fucking $50.
Yeah, not all the bars are paying so much. But
no,
I don't know though. I'm still figuring it out. I just got back. It's like my second month really.
Okay.
I love.
You happy to be back, or did you enjoy your time in New York?
No, I loved it back there. There was a lot of positives like between Indiana and New York. I loved it. So many awesome friends. So many awesome. Just so much wild shit that I just saw that out of nowhere. Just where my life took me out of nowhere. I'm like in demolition derbies, learning jiu-jitsu,
Super 8
boxing.
tracks and shit.
Yeah, I mean, I just so much random shit, and it was incredible.
Were you living in New York at any point? Or were you just skipping between Indianapolis and New York when you?
No, I was in Indianapolis, and then once Pat McAfee quit Barstool and I moved to New York, that's I was fully in New York from then on.
Okay, where were you living in New York?
Right in the city. It was nice. I wanted to live around the corner from the office, so I could have all the celebrity guests come to my cooking show. Yeah. So I overpaid. To live in Midtown.
Living in New York is always everyone's overpaying.
Yeah. But I live like right next door to Madison Square Garden.
No shit. I lived
on 32nd between 6th and 7th.
I lived on 31st between 6th and 7th years ago at that Epic building.
I lived in the Epic building.
No shit.
Yeah, the one between 32nd. Is it 31st and 32nd?
Yeah, that's the one. That's the one.
That's where I lived at.
Shit, I lived there from 2007 to 2009.
Let's call the front desk right now. See who answers.
Yeah,
dude.
my guy.
Those dudes are rad, bro.
They've seen me do a lot of nefarious shit in the middle of the night. Those guys.
Them dudes, bro. That whole squad, man. They love them guys, bro. The maintenance homie, dude. Freddie. Those guys were rad. I love that in New York, there's always a racket. You know what I mean? But it's always like, it's like the thing was like, all right, here's for this amount of money, I'll hang up your TV and all that stuff like that. Anything you need done. But the thing is, like, if you do it yourself, then you have to patch up all the holes.
Yeah.
And and your deposit, and the deposit's $5,000
yeah,
or
they
$10,000
fuck you on the
or
yeah, they find a way to fuck you on the deposit. So
you have to like play the game, you know.
Well, New York's old school. That like everybody's got a guy for that. My guy. I got a guy. This guy. That guy. And that's something my delinquent father taught me. Osmosis is paying people off works, but you got to know what people to pay off.
Yeah.
Right? Door guys, valets, maintenance guys, people who have access to the back of the house, because they're the ones who know all the shit that's going down.
Yeah.
So I would always tip my door guys during Christmas,
Yeah.
But the nighttime, the overnight door guy, that guy got the big envelope. Because he was the one seeing me coming in fucked up, with this girl, that girl. I'd have send people up, let people into my apartment when I wasn't there. So I grew up in New York, and I went to college from 01 to 05, and then I came back and was living there from 2005 until 2011.
In the Epic building?
In the Epic building, I was there from 2007 to 10.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, so I did 3 years. So it was actually the first year it opened up.
Oh,
so we were like the first ones in the apartment. Bro, we were on like the 33rd floor. We had my living room had a view of the top of the Empire State Building.
Yeah, I was the same side of you as you.
And what we did? We took the So in New York, when you're on those high floors, you can't obviously open windows all the way. That's
Yeah.
a safety thing. And there's a special screw that has a weird top.
Yeah.
So you can't get it off. My buddy got.
So you were in the middle unit too. That's where I was at.
Yeah.
Where it stuck out, so you can see over at Madison Square Garden.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
so
that window would open up with that little weird piece.
Exactly. So we paid the maintenance guy. He gave us
really?
the drill bit to take off the screws, so we can swing the whole fucking window open. So
That's nutty.
Yeah. So for those who don't know, so the entire apartment has floor to ceiling windows. And some of them, the windows open up at the half, but some of them open up all the way from the floor to the ceiling if you unscrew it. So there was like one of the windows that we could open up in our living room, because I had a roommate at the time. You unscrew it, so you could just open it all the way up, swing it all the way back, and you could just walk off the building.
That's nutty.
Yeah, so we used to like throw like Halloween. We threw a pumpkin out the fucking window.
That's
30 feet.
You might have killed some. That's
well, it was the middle of the night. If I killed anyone, it was a homeless person. Yeah,
it was
no one died in this stunt, but
I was on the 43rd floor.
So
like that shit was like, having that window open was nice, but I can't imagine.
Oh well,
like I can't imagine having that window all the way open. That's bananas.
I used to piss out of it. In the middle of the night, I watch this guy, but one time I brought a buddy over. He was scared of heights, and I fucked with him, son. I was like, watch this, and he didn't know the windows do that, so I opened the window and just swung it open. He was on the couch. He jumped off the couch and said, laid on the floor and said, "Yo, man, can you close the window?" He was afraid he was gonna fall off the couch, even though the couch was like 8 feet from the window.
Yeah.
He got on the floor. He's like, "Yo, man, close the window, close."
Oh my gosh, bro, that's nutty. You did that.
Well, yeah, I gotta fuck with him a little bit. You know?
I know. No, I'm just mean like that fucking window to open all the way is
It's
banana
crazy.
land. Because I always wanted, like, when I lived in an apartment, all I could think about was like, man,
You want some more?
imagine, sure. Imagine being like a fucking, a billionaire, and you just like, this is how Iron Man shit. You could just fly your suit right to your apartment.
Dude, well, I mean, that was the thing about it.
Because the window is just pure glass.
Yeah, just walk right in
that
that
can
shit.
just completely open.
Exactly. And what tripped me out, because that was the first apartment that I had in Manhattan. So I grew up in Queens, and when I came out of college, I got another apartment in Queens for a little bit before I moved out there. What's that? But I couldn't believe, like you were saying, like you being a billionaire. Like I felt like I was fucking made it, dog. Like I was like, oh, I'm in Manhattan. I got a fucking apartment.
Yeah.
On a high-rise building. I got a doorman.
And that view uptown is fucking rad.
Yeah,
dude.
it is. It is. And we also had a little bit of the west side view, so you could watch the sunset. But after that, I met like real rich people. I'm like, holy shit, I'm not even close to this movie.
Yeah, no shit.
I was making whatever $150,000 a year to be able to afford the apartment way back then. I was like, wow, look at this shit. I thought I was the man. Nah.
Yeah, I was making more money ever made, but that rent and then
Yeah. Well, so let me ask you, what were they charging for a one bedroom while you were living there? What years was it? And what were they charging?
I lived there. I moved in 2019. I lived there for 2019, 2020, and then I moved out 2021.
Okay, and one bedroom.
One bedroom.
What were they charging for?
$4,600 a month, I think.
I thought
$4,800.
I would have thought they went fucking bananas with that rent, because when I was there in a one bedroom, it was $3,200. I was like, this thing's got to be $6,000 a month now. The way the fucking rent went crazy in New York.
Yeah, no. If you wanted more than one bedroom, then you're going skyrocket mode.
Yeah.
Like there was like you get into the $7,000-8,000 range. Just like Jesus Christ, dude.
Yeah,
the buildings look cool, man.
But
$8,000
stacked up next to fucking 400 people on your floor and shit.
Yeah.
No. You happy to be back though?
No, I love being back, man. I got my dog has space. You know what I mean?
Why Long Beach though? Why the fuck you all the way down there?
That's where my homie lives, and that's where I lived at before I left.
Okay.
And I just like it down there.
Does it make it tough getting the sets and shit though? Because you get stuck.
No, because I could just leave. I don't have. This is all I do. So, like, I don't have to like be at work or anything. And if I have a show, fuck it.
Hey, I got all the time in the world to get to the show. I woke up at 9. I'm still late to the show.
I just work from my house. My office, and then so if I got to be at an 8:00 show, I'll probably leave at 6:15.
Yeah.
So I could get there, fuck around if I want.
Yeah. Also, I got to imagine fucking. I mean, I've been down to Long Beach, and people are like, "Oh, Long Beach is a dump." I mean, some part, like every other city, there's some parts.
Everything's got a dump.
Gorgeous. That's what I'm saying.
Like Long Beach is rad. The food's incredible. I mean, visually it's awesome.
That's what's beautiful. Yeah, I was like, this is fucking nice.
There's everything you need down there. I love it down there. Yeah, there's rooms all over the place.
Yeah.
Between Torrance. I mean,
how fun is that show?
Well, I just on that South Bay comedy page. Those guys have all been so rad. I've been getting sets through that. I've just been from meeting all the guys that were at the end. And
yeah, because of that.
I did Bella Park that show the other day. That was a rad show.
Nice. That's gonna be like my fucking Monday. Whenever they got shows, I'm just gonna. That's
you see who their lineup was this Monday coming up?
They got killer lineups.
They got Jay Moore. They got Brian Callen.
Yeah, fucking. There was a secret guest. I know who it was. I won't fuck it up. I forget.
It's pretty rad. But that room was so. I just like the haze in that room, man.
Yeah.
And I like that people were on board because a lot of guys were pushing some limits.
Well,
but they were on board.
The owner and Howie and Nick, they're like, look, they're comic friendly first, and they basically set the standard. Like, these are the comics we want to bring in, and the audience will bring the kind of those comics will bring the audience that want to hear that kind of stuff. We don't want, if you want to go work, a woke show, go do The Crow or whatever the fuck. Like, this is not that room. And it's welcoming, and the food's great. It's fucking great hang.
Yeah.
So I was like, yeah, man, fuck it.
Food was really good.
Yeah, even though I live all the way in West Hollywood, I'll fucking drive to Torrance every Monday. I don't give a shit. So.
Yeah. I'm like 15 minutes from there by Service Street, so it's not bad.
Yeah.
All the different shows that's going on around there. There's a K Sarah in Long Beach has a nice room. I'm doing that one. Just got booked on that one.
Nice.
So I'm just basically like I have my headlining set, but I'm just looking right now. My search is for all the new material and all the new ideas and the new shit, and
that's right.
Also just having fun with the crowd because man, I'll take a couple of. I'm just trying to get a couple crowd work clips, start selling more tickets.
I know, dude. That's what everyone's got to do. The crowd work.
Like I don't. No, but I
some
have
of the
friends,
crowd work clips that are popular. I'm like, how the fuck is this one getting 2 million views? This is
that's what I'm saying, dude. The problem is that I think a lot of times we'll have like a higher standard of what we think the crowd will like. When they like a lot of stuff that we might not think is funny. But
that is true. We're putting our comedic taste
in the audience.
Yeah, it's like how do I know what somebody else likes? I assume I know what they. It's a real big assumption.
One of my best friends. He's blowing up right now, and he's got he does a lot of crowd work, but he's also a material guy.
Shout out Matt Rife. No.
Yeah,
is that you talking about?
Alfred Robles.
Okay.
He had a few. He's always been a material guy. He's got he's a great writer.
Yeah,
but then he he had some crowd work clips that popped off.
Yeah.
And, he's also good at crowd work. But it's not like what he's ever known for.
Yeah. I think the only thing that I would worry about in that scenario is kind of getting trapped where the crowd demands it and you want to do material.
I think if you do both, though,
that's
good.
What I'm saying. Yeah, if you want to do both, yeah.
I'm almost certain he probably does 50-50.
Yeah.
If that, but you have to give them what they want first of all.
Of course, yeah.
But you also,
it's like Bert Kreischer. He has to do the machine. You know what I'm saying? Like at some fucking Dice Clay is still doing nursery rhymes. It's like, all right, at the end I'll give you what you want, but let me get some.
I think it's more nostalgic now to hear the OG do that.
Oh, for sure.
But I go in and out. I'm material to crowd work. Sometimes some shows are more crowd work. Sometimes most shows are more material. If I'm not, because I don't ask questions. I just kind of make up little storylines of what I think people do or whatever, or their pants or something. Just having fun, shit talking like they're at my house.
Yeah. I kind of ask the rhetorical questions because I know, that was one thing that I ask when I'm on the road and it fucking, what have I done? 40 cities every year for the last 3 years. Every time, except for maybe one city, I'll ask the crowd, clap if you're married, clap if you're divorced. And whenever the divorced people always fucking cheer. Always cheer.
They're pumped.
Yeah, because they're pumped to be out.
They got their shit. They got their life back.
Yeah, exactly. So I know the response. So I have an answer that I know is going to come up after that. But it's always fun to ask, and you never know what they're going to say back. It's like, oh, you fuck with that a little bit.
Yeah. There's a million ways to creatively do it in your own way.
Yeah.
That's why I enjoy it still. Like I still get the joy. Like I love it.
So do I, man. Well. So do I. You were saying earlier, dude. Like you were talking about how much fun it is. Like what else would you be doing? Like, I've tried to explain to people, like, oh, what's it like being on stage? I'm like, for me, it's like, man, I've had some great nights. I've had wild parties, fun women. Nothing beats killing on stage. Nothing.
No, nothing.
Nothing. I mean, like, it's like, do you want this heroin or do you want to go kill for 15 minutes? Kill every time.
Every single time.
Yeah, it's like an out-of-body experience when it's going well. It's like, oh, fuck, it's over.
Yeah.
Like, you miss it. Like when it's like when the fucking flight and you're like, God damn it. You're like angrily putting the mic back in the stand. Like it's over. Like you have to get off the roller coaster now. This is bullshit.
We do another. You just want me to keep going?
Yeah, right.
Get off, bro. Get off. Yeah, man. I love it, dude. You know what I have found that's close to the adrenaline rush? Whitewater rafting.
No shit.
Yeah, that's pretty close.
Really?
Yeah, I've done that a few times.
Is that more intense than Demolition Derby?
It was up there. I think there was more fear in the Demolition Derby, but the overall length of maniac feeling was definitely whitewater rafting.
Okay. Yeah, I could see that because I'm sort of a fucking weekend warrior outdoorsman. I like the hunt, the camping, hiking, all that shit, and I get a similar feeling that like when I'm on stage, everything else that's going on in my life stops, and this is all I can. You have to be present.
Yeah, yeah.
Everyone's looking at you. You can't
Yeah,
you can't be
100%.
thinking about some other shit. And if I'm backpacking to the wilderness, or if I'm hunting.
Look at fucking Bear Grylls over here.
Yeah, you have to pay attention, or else that's your ass. You know what I'm saying? So it
could be a snake around any corner. You don't know. Maybe there's a bobcat there, like fucking Brooklyn meat.
Looking to eat my stupid ass. Exactly, son. And that's
this guy lives in the Epic building.
He'll be tasty. He's fat and happy. Fucker. But that's the thing. You have to be in the moment on stage, and you have to be in the moment in a whitewater rafting situation. Like any intense experience, you have to be present, or else you could fucking really hurt yourself.
When I went, at the time I was dating this chick, and we went to fucking Costa Rica.
Ooh,
so we did it down there, right? And it was maniac levels. And so it's like a big group of randos, just a bunch of couples and shit.
Yeah.
And this fucking lady gets in, dude, and this shit gets going fast, and we're banging around, and then we get stuck on this rock. So everybody's being a bitch, dude. So I just like, I'll pull us off. So I get out of the boat, and I'm yanking. I yank us free.
The fucking boat goes flying. You're standing in the water.
The lady fell off, and then I fell off. So I'm just like getting thrown. My ass is just hitting these rocks, and it was pretty intense. Like you're gonna drown. You know what I mean? Like you get taken over by that fear so quick, start breathing heavy, and then you're sucking in water.
Yeah.
Well, the lady had a traumatic experience. So when we both end up at the end and the boat comes around where the water's calm again, this lady's like, I'm done. I'm not going. I'm walking back. This is too much. So the instructors are like, lady, if you make us walk back, it's a 3-hour walk from right here.
Walk to where? She's in a fucking
Costa Rican.
That's what I'm saying. She's in a Costa Rican jungle. Where the fuck's she going?
Yeah, she thinks she's just going to walk back.
There's no walking back. Yeah.
So the guy's like, listen, we're going to all sit on top. All you got to do instead, because you sit on the outside of the raft.
Yeah, you're basically.
He's like, just sit down in it.
Yeah.
It will not flip over. As long as you sit down, we'll be fine.
Yeah.
So there's another guy in like a smaller raft in front of us with a camera. He's like the photographer of the thing. So he could sell you the CD at the end with all the pictures.
Yeah.
So we're battling. Like there's pictures of me like this. Like I'm in the very front. And I look like I'm just like in a movie, just fighting for my life with this raft. Like,
It's fucking 300 and shit.
Yeah. And so we go. Me and my chick at the time, we buy the video. We go back to the room, and I put it in my computer. And we're watching all the photos.
Yeah, you have something to have sex to. Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Ourselves whitewater rafting. So we look at every picture. This fucking lady that was sitting down in the boat. So she didn't have to paddle or anything. She just got to go for the ride. So all she did along the route was look for the photographer.
Just kept mugging.
And then every photo, we're all battling for our lives. And there's just some lady like this, just posing and looking at the camera at every whitewater rafting photo. Like it could be completely splashed, but there would be just enough water out so you could just see her eyeball.
Yeah, the other couples are fucking on their honeymoon, and all of a sudden some bitch is photobombing every photo. Yeah,
we were. I mean, everybody is fighting for our lives, and this lady is just posed on 200 pictures this entire time. She was just watching the guy, bro.
Were these Americans that were running this tour?
No, the guys that worked the tour were. The guys working were Costa Rican, but everybody in the boat was pretty much American.
That's the thing too. Like I wouldn't. It's not like they have regulations in other countries and shit. Like those motherfuckers just out there with boats. There's no business license. There's no nothing. She's just like, oh, I'm gonna walk back. It's like what through the.
Well, they would have had to gone, so then we'd all have to go.
A guerrilla fight, like the fucking there's probably leftist guerrillas in the woods gonna fuck around out there, get shot. Like
they were from Orlando. I remember that. They were from Orlando too, dude. The dude, he felt bad. He stayed up and battled with us.
His girl was being a pain in the ass.
Yeah, he felt bad. He stood up and he kept battling with us though. So I didn't lose respect for him.
No, but isn't that a bitch, man? You see that a lot, like where guys like, yeah, sorry for this.
What are you gonna do, bro?
Yeah.
They love the woman.
Yeah,
but they also don't always condone the shit they're up to.
I know. That's the same guy that has to defend it. That's like almost always getting punched in the face because like his girlfriend's mouthing off some guy. And he's gonna be like, "Hey man, I'm sorry."
Oh, yeah, classic.
The other guy can't hit her, so he's gonna hit him.
Yeah.
So like, "Hey man, he's being outrageous."
You gonna let him talk to me like that?
Yeah,
Like, actually, yeah.
Yeah, because he ain't gonna hit you.
That's an old. Remember Martin Lawrence and You So Crazy had a bit about
my
Mike
favorites.
Tyson in this situation. I remember it because Martin Lawrence is my favorite comic.
Oh no,
like,
I love that special.
His crowd work, like I didn't know what the fuck crowd work even was, and I was like 14 or 15 watching Def Jam, where he would just roast the audience.
Oh yeah. God,
And
so good.
that shit to me, I just couldn't get enough.
He was the first host, right?
Yeah. Then Joe Torre.
Yeah, then Joe Torre.
But I used to go spend my little allowance on VHS tapes,
Yes.
like a little pack of 3 at the pharmacy to record Def Jam and shit.
Oh, bro, I used to watch. Talking it real back, I used to watch Full Frontal Comedy on Showtime with Dom Herrera.
Yeah, that's before my time.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. That was even before my fucking time.
Wait, how old? You're younger than me.
I'm 40 years old. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I just
wasn't exposed to it.
I got so into it. I was like, because like I said, the first one I ever saw was George Carlin's jamming in New York. You guys keep pointing. I got a sketch of him behind your head. My guy.
That's a really good sketch.
It's supposed to be Jesus, but it's George. But I saw that. It was 92. I was 8 or 9 years old. I'm like, this is fucking crazy. I've never seen comedy before. I'm like, this guy's fucking. Not only is this the smartest guy I ever heard, he's the funniest guy I've ever heard. So then I started watching anything I can get, and you could go back and get. We had they would play reruns of it on Showtime because we had illegal cable. We'd steal it from the neighbors.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah, exactly.
Little splitter.
Yeah, exactly. You fucking split it in the
Little
back.
clean splitter, never hurt nobody.
That's right. And I would watch Dom Herrera host Full Frontal Comedy, and it would come on after midnight. And the opening credits, they'd show some titties, and I was like, 10, 11 years, like, ooh,
It's a big deal.
right? So I get to see some tits, and then
What channel was this on?
It was on Showtime back in the day.
Showtime.
And then I would watch the shows. I think it ran for, I want to say it was an hour. It was Dom would do like 10 up front, and then they'd bring out 4 comics doing 10 apiece.
Yeah.
And he'd do a little spot in between, if I remember correctly. Fuck man, I wonder if I can get that on YouTube or DVD somewhere.
It's
man.
probably it's got to be on YouTube,
exist.
bro. There's no way it's not.
Yeah, it's got to exist.
No shot, it's not.
Watch
dude.
that.
What was the first movie you watched? Remembering, like, I gotta watch this because I remember there's tits in it. Weekend at Bernie's 2 was mine.
Weekend at Bernie's 2 is deep.
Bernie gets drug across the beach and his arms pull 2 tops off girls on the beach. And
Yeah.
I remembered if you pause it there, good tits.
Yeah. Well, Fast Times at Ridgemont High was up in there.
All right.
Right. That's she dumped her titties out of that.
What is mine, dude? I'm trying to think.
It was got to be one of the 80s like coming of age movies. 'Cause back then, bro, like Animal House, the guy fucks a 14-year-old girl in that, and it's like a joke. You know what I'm saying? Like 80s comedies made jokes that you could never repeat today. So,
Yeah.
So,
Well, I was actually listening because someone was, they're trying to cancel people over like a joke here or there, which is absolute trash.
Yeah.
And then you're like, dude, one of my favorite albums of all time is Dave. It's what I haven't listened to that many of them, so, but I know because I used to love Dave Attell when he would during Insomniac years.
the best, yeah.
And I worked at the Improv in Tempe, Arizona at the most golden time, at least since 2000. Like it was in 01.
Was
like
Casey
Mitch Hedberg.
Was Casey the door guy?
Casey was not there yet.
Oh wow, it was even before Casey.
Yeah.
Shout out Casey Courier.
Yes, sir.
Mic drop
The
comedy.
homie.
Yeah.
He wasn't there yet.
Wow. So even before
He
him.
came around like 07 maybe.
Okay. So, yeah. So
This is an 01. So
Wow.
like Robert Schimmel. I watched
Dude,
Schimmel, Mitch Hedberg.
Bob Schimmel. I gotta start watching more of his stuff.
Richard Jenny was the very first guy I ever saw at the Improv. You had to watch a show to apply to be a waiter or a food runner.
That's a great great thing to have.
So you come in, you set
what's
your
up.
appointment up, then you go, they make you come watch a show so you know what the hell you're getting into. I'm assuming.
Yeah.
I don't know what the hiring process was there, but I liked it because I saw, and the guy that was my waiter still my buddy. He was a comedian, and but then I watched Richard Jenny.
Yeah.
And then at that club, it was Ralphie May was opening for Jay Moore. Daniel Tosh was a middle act. We had obviously Schimmel, Mitch Hedberg. So many unbelievable guys were just coming through.
Dude, out of that Arizona, a lot of guys came through there, but that Arizona scene did generate a lot of like people, like big names.
Pablo Francisco came out of there.
Yeah, but even on like the booking side, like fucking half the people who book shows worked at the Tempe Improv at some point.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like,
there was a machine in there.
yeah.
Dan, that guy was hilarious.
Dan who?
Dan Murr.
Oh, why do I know?
Well, he used to be the owner of Tempe. He's no longer alive, but
No, yeah, okay.
he was just this hard ass, and he really wanted to be like, and he really wished he wanted to live the comedian lifestyle,
Yeah.
You know, there's a lot of drugs, a lot of partying. I remember Insomniac came to our club, like that show, and
That's
then when
wild.
David Tell was
Yeah.
headlining, and they all went out to Scottsdale after. I just remember wishing, like, Christ, imagine how incredible it would be to just be out there right now with David Tell filming Insomniac in Scottsdale.
Well, that's the thing, man. You know, we were talking about because we were pouring us a couple of vodka sodas before we started here. The rock star lifestyle of comedians is just not what it used to be. Like Mike Nell was saying, how many of the other podcasts that are run out of here, all of them except for this one, none of the people on it drink. You know?
Well, I guess, I bet those people all partied at some point.
Oh yeah, and I'm not saying they shouldn't have stopped. I mean, all of them are recovering alcoholics or addicts, so I get why they stopped. But there was a period in time where that was like to be expected of you. Like Dave's show was about him getting fucked up and staying up till morning. Like that was the theme of the show wasn't Dave's jokes. The theme of the show was watch Dave get drunk.
Drink Jaeger.
Yeah, exactly. Drink Jaeger and smoke, chain smoke cigarettes until he dies.
But his album Skanks for the Memories.
The best album,
oh
dude.
my
so
God,
good,
bro.
So good.
And that shit, the things he says in there is so bananas, but it's like in perfect comedic fashion.
Oh yeah.
It's like if you take any of this seriously, you're the joke, dude, not the joke. Like it's so brilliantly said, and it's obviously clearly material.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, I mean, if you're taking anybody serious in the middle of the night whose job it is to make jokes, it's on you.
We're all drunk as shit in this bar.
Yeah, and
We're
you're
a bunch of
all of a
adults
sudden
saying
you're like,
whatever we want.
I disagree. It's like, well, we all disagree. It's why we're laughing. You know, if we agreed, we'd be, we'd be, at church.
And but I also feel like people learn. I think they learn. I think the people that get offended and all that bullshit, they're the ones not going to shows.
Yes.
So people could get offended, but then they might fuck around and go to a show, and then they see that this isn't, and that environment and what's happening. There's just so much not sitting at home listening to a guy, and then like it's a different experience. Like that's why all
it is. It really is. Being in the club's different. Dude, if you read David Tell's material on a piece of paper, you're like, what the fuck? This doesn't make any fucking sense.
Yeah.
But when you see it performed, like if you read my jokes, it's like, God damn, this is like a fucking manifesto. This doesn't sound like this.
Yeah, this might want to call the FBI.
Yeah, exactly. But when you're in the room, you get it. And I feel like if a lot of comics now, or at least I feel like less so even now, because I feel like it's coming sort of swinging back. But it's people were getting canceled, so people got nervous and they started pulling back. And pulling back on a joke makes it seem like you're not sure if it's serious or if it's a joke. If you're fucking talking some crazy shit and you act like you're talking crazy shit, no one's gonna take you seriously. But if you like alligator arm a joke, a tough joke, and the crowd gets weird and you get weird, it's like that's not gonna work, man. You gotta
believe in it, bro.
Yeah, you gotta believe in your material, or else they're gonna think you're fucking fronting
dude.
and like, oh, this guy's talking shit. I don't know.
My main thing now is I'm trying to dig into my past life on things I did before that I know are so good. Like I worked in the county jail. I worked.
Yeah, what'd you do before you got into comedy? How old were you when you started?
Like I was 22, 23.
Oh, so
I was mostly bartending. I'd already gotten fired from the sheriff's department. I got hired.
How long you worked in the sheriff's department?
2 years. I was a detention officer in Yuma, Arizona.
Oh my!
At Yuma County Jail. Dude, these hot
working for
cheerleaders.
Sheriff Arpaio.
He was Maricopa County.
Okay.
Yuma County is like 3 hours southwest. Okay. It's right in the border of California and Mexico.
Gotcha.
But these girls that I went to high school with that were my homegirls, I used to date a cheerleader, and I'm not trying to brag, you know what I mean? Whatever. But then I was also friends with all her homegirls, and I still stayed friends with them. And like the year or 2 years after high school, they're like, hey, we're going to go try out for this shit.
To be detention officers?
To be detention officers. It pays this much and all this benefits and da-da-da-da.
That must have been the hottest detention officers of all time. The fucking inmates must have been losing their minds, bro.
Well, they would just put them with the women.
Oh, okay.
But they didn't get hired on.
Well, now you could be a man in a woman's jail, son, so that'd be the move.
Yeah, that's the move, dude.
Yeah, we're all non-binary when we're facing jail time.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and go to the girl jail.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like a woman today.
But no, so I went with them, and then I ended up doing good at it. I was still running a lot. Yeah. And, the testing wasn't that hard. So I got hired, and I'm just like, I guess I'm doing this.
So the detention center, was that like central booking, or were you working like at a prison?
No, it was where you come right off the street.
Okay.
People get booked off the street. Right. County, it's before you're found guilty in the court of law. That's when you go to federal, or you go to like prison. A state. Yeah.
So what were you doing for them?
I fucking Just a detention officer. I had my units, bro.
Oh, you just checking tiers and shit?
Yeah, you have your tier. You have your units. If you work the green unit, that was like open. That was open air. Like those were the guys low. And they weren't gonna. There was no.
Yeah. There no violent guys. Yeah.
Yeah, they're all gonna be out soon. Or it's all on some weak shit. The guys that were locked up all day. Those were the real criminals.
Yeah, dangerous. The guys like you. I bet. I mean, young kid like you.
Well,
I'm sure you're a funny guy. I mean, like,
but I used to let them
with
trade snacks and shit. Yuma's a small town, dude.
Yeah.
So if these guys are gonna be getting out of jail, you're gonna run into them. Some guys will be getting beat up outside of the office.
Jesus.
Because they act like they're fucking, Jesus in there, and just ruining people's lives when they're already being ruined. Like,
you ever put hands on an inmate?
Yeah. No, we got in some. I got in some, but not because of me directly.
Yeah.
Because like
Something
the other
popped off,
guy
yeah.
would fucking get his ego would get in the way.
Yeah.
Because some of the units you can't even open the door. Like special management.
they'll spit.
SMU,
They'll spit
you
shit
have
on
to
you.
go
and
like
shit.
this, and the guy in the box, the eye in the sky guy.
Yeah.
He would have to open the door.
Gotcha. Because they don't want the guy to snap his keys or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, that way he have no control, and the only way they can't even come out of the unit unless they put their hands through the door and get handcuffed first.
Yeah.
But this dude, I remember that was bad. This dude was all tatted up, dude, in his face. He was on suicide watch. He was probably, I forgot his major charges.
Yeah.
And the other hothead that I was with, I was relieving him, and this guy was on suicide watch, so he had to take his blanket away every morning at like 7 a.m.
His blanket?
Yeah, because if you're on suicide watch, like
how do you kill yourself with a blanket? Oh, you turn it to a noose. Yeah.
Yeah.
But from what? There's no rafters.
I don't know, dude. They just can do it. They'll figure it out from the bed.
That's Jeffrey Epstein. It happened.
You know what I mean?
How do you hang yourself when your cell's only 5 feet tall?
It's like, that's wild. But yeah, no, dude, they were arguing, and I was like, dude, Espinoza, man, I'll fucking get the blanket in an hour when you're gone, dude.
Yeah.
I get along with this guy.
Yeah.
And he goes like this, bro. Because the guy goes, if you open this door, I'm going to fuck you up, dude. And I'm like, this guy means business, dude.
Yeah.
And I was like, dude, don't worry about it. Let's de-escalate this.
Leave him and let him cool off. Yeah.
Yeah. And he goes, fuck that. And he goes like that, bro. And I'm like, no. Homeboy jumps out, chokes some piss out of him. He's like, oh. I mean, the officer's absolutely.
He asked for it.
He did.
Honestly, in that situation, if I'm the warden or whoever's controlling the prison, it's like, hey man, I'm not hitting him, whatever they call it, a demerit, whatever they want. I know in jail you have
I think that was my first cover up too.
Yeah,
but
I'm not hitting him with a violation. That fucking asshole opened the door for him. Like he said, open the door. He got what was coming to him.
Yeah. Well, but also when guys are already looking at 30 years,
they don't give a fuck.
Well, no, them choking out a cop isn't going to add to that.
Yeah. Well, yeah. If I had a life sentence, I'm going to kill anyone who looks at me cross. Because what does it matter at that point?
There's nothing. He's already in county. This is going to run concurrent.
Yeah.
And he killed 3 people, but he also choked out Espinoza.
Yeah.
Tack on another 10. Like, doesn't matter, dude. I remember we had that guy hog tied up. That was my first guy ever used a little fucking wrist lock to bust him around. And I remember being surprised when it worked.
Oh, like a wrist lock they taught you?
Like I hit the wrist lock and you bend back so that arm, it goes like that real quick.
Yeah.
Turn over. And
so they gave you some good training, though.
Yeah, some good training in there. Yeah, some good training.
All right. You ever fuck any of those inmates up, son?
No.
Okay.
Never did that.
Okay.
That was only a couple little small things like that, and then everybody else is, they're just fucking asleep. They're usually coming off of fucking benders.
Yeah.
Or just absolute heroin addicts. Or
did you ever take a bribe?
No, but I did let them trade snacks. That was not allowed.
Really?
Yeah, I would let them trade snacks though, and I'll tell you what though, when I saw them on the outside, they would dap me up, dude.
Yeah. Yeah.
They would dap me up. I never got jumped. I was always cool as shit.
Yeah, the commissary is everything in jail.
Yeah, so I would let them trade.
Yeah.
They both put their fucking face. I remember I was only like 18. I remember the grossest shit when some of this dude.
That's crazy. Let an 18-year-old kid manage fucking men who are some are killers, some are just and they're on a DUI.
They wouldn't let me work with the women. I was too young. They're like, this kid probably has a fucking hog.
Yeah,
keep him out of there.
He's gonna impregnate half the female fucking inmates.
This guy one time, because they put their face on the edge of the door where the fucking wall of the door meet, like this. Yeah. And he fucking yells out, "Hey, Latham, you know what I'm going to do when I get out of here?" And I was like, I'm just walking around the yard, in the little this area in the middle. He's like, I'm going to have my girl stand up on top of our glass coffee table, man. And I'm going to have her take a shit, but I don't want it to come all the way out of her ass. I want her to suck it back up in there. And I'm going to lay up under there and watch it happen. And I was like, dude, what the fuck are you talking about? Why would you ever
And this is...
I was stunned because I'm like, this is...
Bro, this is...
The internet wasn't a thing, dude.
No, exactly. This is the early 2000s before the internet was
This
the
is
internet.
99.
Yeah, exactly. So this is dial-up internet, right? So we all know about this. And even the porn back then, there was no scat porn. Anal was like the craziest thing you'd ever heard of in the late 90s.
I was only 18 years old.
That's what I'm saying. Like, anal sex is like, whoa, what a big deal. Now everyone's eating each other's ass on fucking breakfast. Like, it's normal. You know,
respect to all the ladies out there eating ass.
Yeah, shout out. but back then, wait, scat porn? That was a thing? Like,
this guy, I mean, the creativity behind this fantasy to me, I was just mind blown because, you know, he's gonna let it, he wants to watch it come out and then all the way out, but then suck it back in. I'm like, that's the fucking gross. Over a glass coffee table while he lays up under there.
That's wild.
I was blown away.
Also, how do you suck it back up?
I don't know. I guess
that's a real talented anus.
Yeah, I guess.
You know what I'm saying?
I guess when you get to a certain level of experimentation, there's just like a checklist. They
Yeah.
just went down. Well, it's kind of like just experimenting, like with NASA does, and like with anti-gravity and animals and shit like that.
Also, how do these people, like all these niche kinks, how do they exist for the internet? Because like, how did you find someone else who was into that shit? Like,
yeah,
you know,
I think it's slowly figured out. I think it depends on how much drug use is involved with the couple, because you'll find out so much faster shit if you're both on crack. You know what I mean? If you're both up for 12 hours on a coke bender, just just butt fucking.
Yeah. Hey, maybe shit in my mouth. Let's see what that's like. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. I think that. I feel
go for it.
Just, I don't know. I've never been that heavy. You know, I've done coke, but it's not like anywhere near where I'm like just like up for 4 days, just going to find another. I've never been anywhere near into that type of shit.
Well, I mean, I don't know many comedians who have the money to even attempt it.
Back in the day, though, crack ain't expensive.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. Crack was cheap, but you have.
I just heard a fucking podcast clip the other day.
I can see you doing a bump every now and then, but I can't see you smoking crack.
Fuck no.
Yeah, exactly.
There's no soul. Even cocaine, there's no soul to it, right?
Yeah.
Like mushrooms, I feel good. Weed, I feel good.
I'm going to buy a whop of mushrooms right after we get out of this podcast.
I mean, you know, coke, you just like, oh, this ain't really my thing.
No. Well, I mean, look, think about it this way. They give that shit to kids in school now to keep their attention. Adderall. Adderall is just a cocaine pill, people.
Yeah.
And it's just making you better at your job. Like, it doesn't seem as fun. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know. Whatever they are doing to make the Adderall better than the coke, I think the coke dealer should just make that same move.
Yeah.
Like, there's a shortage of Adderall. Let's take all the cocaine
and turn it into Adderall.
Do a little tweak to make it Adderall.
Yeah.
And everybody wins.
Exactly. I mean, if they can make methamphetamine, I think they can add whatever it is that they're adding to Adderall to make it, cocaine to make it Adderall. They can figure that out. It can't be that hard. Press some pills and shit.
That's a really good field to get into.
Chemistry.
Yeah, I wish I was smart like that.
Were you good in school?
Hell no. I got B's and C's.
Yeah.
I got an A in gym.
And you graduated, right?
Yeah. Okay. I went to a couple of years of a very distinguished fucking community college.
That's right. Where'd you go?
I went to Arizona Western College as well as Mesa Community College.
Okay. So you're an Arizona guy.
Yeah, well, I moved to Arizona. I'm from California, but I moved to Arizona when I was 15.
Damn, you bounced around a lot. You family in the military or something?
No, my mom just, back then did it. She's like, well, she ended up dating a guy, and we ended up moving over where he lived for a few in South Carolina, and fucking... And then that didn't work out, so we moved back with my grandparents had moved to
Just a permanent
Phoenix.
nomad, huh?
Kind of, yeah.
What was the longest place you've ever lived? Here?
L.A. when I first moved for I moved back to L.A. in 04 for comedy when I first started, after I was in Arizona for doing it for a couple of years. And then I left at the end of 2015. That was probably the longest stretch anywhere.
Right. You think this is going to be home for good, though, eventually? Or are you going to get restless?
Well, I mean, if they're like, yo, we'll pay you fucking X amount of dollars to be here and do that, I'm like... If it's in my field, I'm like, I'll do it, bro.
Yeah.
But no, it's great to be back. I'm feeling it.
Nice. How was that, by the way, I was going to ask you, we were talking about a while back, but Barstool, how's it working for those boys?
Pat McAfee's awesome to work with because it was like your buddy.
Yeah.
He was like we were really good buddies for a while there. But
then he blew up, got that huge $85 million contract. Now he's under all sorts
more
of
than
fucking
that.
scrutiny.
Anybody that questions how much that dude makes a year is an idiot. Like, that guy is so smart.
Dude, if people like him,
he's probably making triple than anybody even like. Anybody that speculates, they just don't know that dude.
I've said this about anyone who'll listen because I spent most of my career. So I've been in comedy almost 7 years. I was on Wall Street for almost 12, so I still have 5 years to go to even get even. Like a great example, when Dave Chappelle, when it came out, he was getting $20 million in special from Netflix. Like, oh my god, that's crazy. It's unheard of. I'm like, they're underpaying him. And I'm like, how do you know that? I was like, because if they agreed to the contract, they're fucking him.
Yeah.
If a corporation agrees to a contract, they are getting more money out of it than you are. Flat out. They would never sign it other way. So, ESPN gave Pat McAfee X millions. It's like, well, ESPN's owned by Disney. Disney's one of the biggest corporations on earth, a huge earnings machine. Do you think they're in the business of losing money? They're making 10 times that from Pat McAfee.
Yeah, he looked
without
at his
question.
Numbers are out of control.
That's what I'm saying. So
they
whatever
keep going up.
So like, he's overpaid. He's making this much. No one's overpaid in corporate America except for maybe the CEO. Everyone else, they're getting their fucking pound of flesh. So if they're giving Dave $20 million for each of those specials, they're probably gaining enough new subscribers every time he releases
all
one
they need
to pay him
a
back
million in the whole world.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, or those people that might have left Netflix came back. 1 million people didn't leave and stayed for another month. That's all they need.
It's small. Yeah, dude, they generate like $3 billion a month in subscription revenue. They have to spend.
And I
money.
love that they're like, it's like the government, right? It's like, how much money do you pigs need? Dude? How much money do you pigs need before you could just hire a team of 100 people to sweep up the sidewalks, dog?
Yeah, exactly.
Just sweep up the sidewalks. Like Long Beach City Council, I'm gonna start showing up, dude. Like, we need to get a dog shit fucking task force in this town, bro. Because it's like Long Beach is like, and also, can you guys just dedicate 10 big trucks to pick up fucking old couches?
Yeah, exactly.
Because that's what Long Beach is so nice, but it's also on the low.
There you go. Hire some of the Mexicans at Home Depot for fucking.
Well, no, we need this to be a fucking real gig with benefits, like in the fucking city. Like, I need that. Like, that's what we need. Long Beach is like one big ass outdoor used furniture store with dog shit in the aisle.
Well, at least it's dog shit in San Francisco. It's human shit.
I don't know what's going on up there.
A human shit.
I'm just worried about Long Beach. I just don't understand why people with these fucking 200-pound dogs are the ones not picking up the shit. Like, dude, you made the decision to have a fucking animal that could be at the zoo in your house.
Yeah.
Don't be letting me walk around with my stoner ass, not paying attention to my surroundings, ass stepping in your fucking 2-pound turds, dude. Get a task force down here. Start scooping this up, man.
It is fucked up because there used to be dog catchers back in the day. Now there's no one not only catching dogs, but no one's cleaning up the shit. I mean,
that should be just the people that fucking own the dog.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm like, dude, they have a bag. It's not that hard.
I know.
These aren't stray dogs. These are 115-pound bitches.
Yeah,
on
exactly.
a leash, though. Like, you have a dog, pick up the dog shit.
Bro,
that's really deep down. Like, I would be Batman if I was like a billionaire, but I wouldn't be Batman to a level of like actual crimes. I would just want to follow people around. Yeah, petty crime, busting up petty crime criminals.
Yeah.
Like, if you don't pick up your dog shit, I'm going to push you down into it. You know?
You treat them like the dog when they're training them out
of dude, that's my punishment.
Yeah.
You know?
My what really gets me is, I'm sure you've seen this, someone will pick the shit up in the little blue dog shit bag, tie it off, and then leave it there.
Yeah, what is
it's like,
that
bro,
about?
you went through the hassle of putting it in the bag and then you leave it on the floor. It's like,
carry it,
you
man.
already touched the shit, so take it with you.
You're walking the dog. You're going to walk by a trash can.
Yeah.
Put it in there, dude. Make it a game. Go fucking deep if you see a dumpster. Give it a wig. You know what I mean? Like, I respect the bag of shit near the can of the dumpster.
Oh, yeah. Well, I've seen
that.
I
do in the street.
I've seen the overflowing dog shit receptacle, and you just got to place it on top.
Yeah, like a little fucking Hershey's Kiss up there. You just put it up there like, hey, I did my part. You know what I mean? You can't. That guy can't be hated on.
Yeah.
Because it's not a him problem.
Yeah,
the city.
The bin was full.
The bin was full.
Yeah.
The city's not keeping up with the proper scheduling.
Yeah.
Or somebody called in sick.
Yeah.
And now the can's full.
Or Hershey's Kiss of dog shit on top.
What do you want me to do, bro?
A Hershey's Kiss of dog shit. I love it. All right, dude. Let's. So at the end of the show, I like to do a little news segment. But of course, I picked the story, so none of this is actually important.
All right.
But I always like getting interesting, folks' take on this. I don't know if you've heard some of this stuff. This is actually interesting to me, and I didn't know this was true, but apparently it fucking is, bro. It's wild. Single women own more homes in the U.S. than single men.
I could see that easily.
Yeah. It says in the United States, single women own a larger percentage of homes compared to single men, with single women possessing 58% of the nearly 35 million homes owned by unmarried people, while men own 42.
Especially if the mom's got the kids, clearly.
Yeah, so that's what I was going to go with.
But they're very savvy early on, too. Yeah. Women will buy a fucking condo at 22.
Yeah.
Because they've been in the same job for a while, got good credit, they're stable.
Yeah.
They'll get them a quick little condo, man. I know a lot of female friends that own houses that it's because they're just more dialed in with paperwork and they're just more responsible than we are early on.
Yes. Well, because they mature faster, so I think that's part of it. But then my thought, too, was, one, this kind of flies in the face of that whole gender pay gap thing. Because if women are getting paid less, how are they owning more shit? But then my second thought is what Mike Nell just said. It's like, all right, how many of these women are single now and they got that house in a divorce? You know what I'm saying?
Okay, that would be a nice sub percentage to know.
Yeah, so I want to know. We need some more detail. Like, why is that the case? Are these women always been single, or were they married then got single and they have a bunch of homes? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that would be a nice sub note to figure that out.
Yeah.
Like, what statistically, how many of them got that on their own with their own, without? But again, listen. Do I feel like the system a little jacked up that, like, if after 6 months of marriage doesn't work out, you deserve a fucking $2 million crib?
Yeah.
That's wild, but that's the dude's fault because he knew the game he's playing in the system he's playing in.
That's right.
So, hey, at the end of the day, if that's what she gets, good for her. Like, he knew he fucked up, dude. That's your fault, bro.
How many years have men complaining about how divorce is unfair when they keep doing that shit?
But if it's after 15 years and you have kids.
Yeah, the kids thing.
That's
the kids thing's where I draw the line. You got to give it to the kids.
Yeah,
you gotta give
here's
the kids,
house. That's fine,
Yeah.
or whatever, however it works. I understand. But yeah, I mean, a lot of dude, girls are flipping. How
I know.
I was dating a girl. This girl, dude, I didn't realize what level of fucking women are flipping furniture on. These girls are just trading fucking
furniture,
couches on
purses,
fucking
all this shit.
Marketplace.
Yeah, man, all this shit.
This girl, I had my truck. She had me running furniture. She has a big old titties. What are you gonna do? You know what I mean? She had me running furniture all around town. This is my third dresser this week, bitch. You need to put your clothes in something, man.
I'm moving a hutch. I don't even know what a hutch is. What the fuck?
Why am I at Home Depot buying a fucking furniture dolly right now? You've only gone on 9 dates.
Yeah. I only put a finger in your butt.
Why am I in traffic on the other side of town for I mean, come on.
I know, but I think you're right, dude. It's women, men buy houses because they're with single men don't go typically buying houses. Like when they get married, then they'll get a house for their lady. Every woman I know has the eye on, how am I advancing my career? When can I buy my own property? Like a single guy, even if you're a single millionaire, I know single millionaires still renting men. Because they don't give a fuck.
That's wild.
You know what I'm saying? But like women, like, oh no, I agree. They mature faster. So like, let me get that first piece of property.
Yeah, I think overall, if you took it down to the percentage of what men versus what women are buying their own house without anything to do with marriage or any of that, just themselves, their own credit, and their own cash.
Yeah, I agree, son. I totally agree. Listen to this. We praise women now. We'll get interesting on this one. So a TikToker is slut-shamed after sleeping with 22 guys on a 10-day vacation to get over her ex.
Well, dude, this guy is a warrior. What did this guy do to this woman,
that she has to sleep with 22 men to get over him? But it says...
but for the record, she ain't over him.
Not yet. Yeah.
No, she is not over this guy.
Yeah. If she
She's
did all
got a long way to go.
If she did all that to try and get over it,
I'm pretty sure that's just the beginning of her journey.
Yeah, exactly.
That is just...
the tip of the iceberg.
This is gonna get this story. We're gonna need a fucking season 2.
Yeah, exactly. So it says Talia Madison.
2 dudes. Is this the girl I saw that she was like, I'm trying to get 23 on the way home, but it's gonna be tough.
Oh my gosh, she said that. Well, it says,
I feel like that's what I saw.
Well, it says Talia Madison, a content creator from Newcastle. I don't know if that's UK or Australia. It's one or the other. Experienced severe online quote unquote slut shaming after revealing she had slept with 22 men during a 10-month vacation.
10-day, not 10
10-day vacation, yeah. She meant to share the story as a way of coping with the breakup and was criticized by other influencers, leading to a wave of negative comments. Madison pointed out the double standard in societal attitudes towards sexual activity, highlighting how men and women are judged differently. Yes, of course we are. This is the thing about double standards. People complain about them only when they're not in their favor.
Well, here's what I'm saying. Like, it's a very simple analogy. It's that everybody wants a key that can open any door. Nobody wants a door that can be opened by any key.
Yes.
So, I mean, but I got to be honest, this girl, this is a run of the ages here. We're talking, she probably opens out the gate 3 per day for the first couple days.
Yeah, and then
that's 6.
At some point, she's got to take a break, right?
Then we're just going 2 a day after that. You know what I mean? She's waking up, getting dick down, maybe showering up, hitting the buffet at the cruise ship or whatever, heading back out to the lounge. You know what I mean?
My thought was maybe, right? Maybe she started off with one and was like, "Ooh, that was fun," and then met a group of guys and was like, "Fuck it, let's run the train."
Oh, so
Right?
you thought it was all concentrated early on, not a spread out operation?
I think she got one, and homeboy was with his friends and was like, "Yo, she was a good time. Why don't we all go back there and
because technically 10
Next
of them
night was
could
the
have
whole
just
soccer team.
yeah, a whole baseball team."
She probably sat behind the fucking dugout or behind the bench of a hockey game. That's what hoes do. A lot of hoes, they sit behind the dugout, or they buy tickets right behind where the NHL players are, and then they'll do their thing, and then the NHL players all have a guy they'll send up.
Oh yeah, no,
Or the baseball players are the smoothest because they write their phone number on the baseball and fucking toss it to the chicks.
I heard about that.
And then the big titty blondes will just go and just blow them.
Yeah, in hockey, I used to work for the hockey team when I was in college, and these guys most of them were Canadian. They would play major juniors before they came down and played college before they went to the draft. And in major juniors, it's basically it's like AAA baseball. And in Canada, major juniors get fucking real audiences. Like 2,000 people to show. It's like, oh yeah, we'll just tell the equipment manager, and he'd go up in intermission.
That's what he
do.
do.
He'd point them out. They point them out, and you go up and just hand fucking numbers.
Puck bunnies ready to get fucked.
Yeah,
Who's ready to get fucked back here? Make some noise. That's what we need to do. We need to start doing the shit that we ask comedy crowds in real life.
Yeah.
Like if I'm a guy on the hockey bench, I'm turning around and I see all the big titty blondes in New Jersey, you know what I mean, that are ready to fuck a dude that's 15, 20 years younger than them.
Yeah.
And just being like, who's ready to get fucked? Make some noise, dude. And then you can just see from there.
Break out the T-shirt gun.
Yeah.
I mean, but that's the thing. Listen, double standards exist because, like you just said, the degree of difficulty is higher for men to get laid than most any woman can get laid
Every single day.
Even a really good-looking guy has to do some work to get some action. No one's just crawling into your house. You're like, you got to
speak for yourself, pussy.
I know, right? I'm struggling over here.
All right, we'll be right back with the I'm a fucking loser podcast.
I get no respect.
Oh, I love Dangerfield. Yeah, that's fucking rough, dude.
All right, here's the last one I want to get your thoughts on. And this one is fucking crazy, bro. Oklahoma lawmakers are proposing a law that would make watching porn a felony would ban sexting outside of marriage.
What is the fucking deal with the Republicans?
Right?
Trying to hide sexuality. We know half of them are fucking jacking dudes off behind closed doors.
I know.
Like, stop it, dude.
Like, it's all right to be a sexual freak and have conservative values. Just you can have two ideas.
If it's in your own relation, shut the fuck up, dude. I just don't get it. Dude.
Also, how are you going to ban sexting outside of marriage? Who the fuck is policing that?
It's encrypted, you fucking momos.
I know, right? Like,
no, you know what'll happen?
What's that?
Is that they'll bust somebody on some bullshit, and then
Go
once they
through
get
their
access to their
phone.
phone,
Yeah.
here's 2 more felonies.
Yeah.
You told your girlfriend you wanted to bend her over and put it in her ass.
Yeah.
And that's a violation.
Yeah. Also, what is
Fuck outta
sexting,
here,
right?
dude.
Because if you're into a weird kink and you're like, "Yo, baby, show me those feet," is that that's your sexual?
That's the thing.
Release,
Now we have to
right?
get a fucking special. We're gonna have to go and get a special counsel, a bipartisan special counsel to step in and figure out. Does your dick get hard by the picture of a foot?
Yeah, exactly.
And now we're going to be on the House floor with Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Debating.
Fucking, this is an indictable offense. It's
crazy.
Just stop worrying about what we're doing, man.
I mean, shit like this. It's like we have real problems. Like you said, there's dog shit on the streets of Long Beach County right now.
Don't worry about me smacking off to some fucking 2 chicks making out on X videos, dude. Yeah. Go get some people to clean up the dog shit, man.
Yeah, right. The list is long that we got to tackle. This is not on the priority list.
I just don't get it. I don't understand this what's it? Maid's Tale, Bridesmaid's Tale.
Handmaid's Tale, yeah.
Just like what does it need to want to live in 1850? I don't get.
I feel like we're going backwards in some ways with that kind of stuff, with the
You
sexual
got
stuff.
AI now. Okay, within 5 years, everybody will be able to say, give me so and so in a sex tape, and it'll happen with AI.
Oh my God!
So
Well,
what are we talking about here, man?
you know what the game changer is going to be when they connect those new Apple VR things, the augmented reality glasses, to a fleshlight. Then it's over for you bitches, right? Because then you can have you can get your favorite porn star's fleshlight, plug it into your VR headset, and bam, she's giving you the works. You know what I'm saying? Like
The works. By the way, you always got to do this when you say the works.
The works.
By the way.
Give me the works.
You can't say the works and not go like
Yeah, you
that.
gotta do that.
And your pinky has to kind of be out a little.
Yeah, you gotta have a loose pinky on the.
Yeah. Yeah, that's banana land. I just don't understand this 1850s fucking rhetoric, dude.
I know.
It's like, get over it, guys. That shit's over. We know it's fake, okay?
Yeah.
We
People
know
are
what you
fucking. They're doing weird
motherfuckers
things.
are up to, dude. Just because you say you love Jesus, we know what you're. Stop, man. Stop it with this.
I mean, Jesus loved the hookers, right? He hang out with Mary Magdalene, so it's like, you know, if you're gonna live in His image, you got to hang out with some dirty chicks. You know what I'm saying? Like he was hanging out with the sluts. Jesus wasn't slut shaming; he was fucking bigging them up. You know?
Guy was a gentleman. I mean, he had a kid with a virgin.
Yeah,
Nothing says gentleman like that.
yeah,
But yeah, I don't know these fuck faces in Oklahoma, dude.
it's crazy.
I'm just like, what are you guys doing, bro?
Yeah.
Get your shit together. What are you? I'll sext your mother. How about that? You gonna bring me up on charges? Go public on that? When this fucking Oklahomian mother, this Oklahomian senator's mother, fucking texts me and tells me she wants me to put my face in the pillow so she grab my ass cheeks and lick my asshole.
Ooh,
Do you guys want that on the Senate floor?
You have a hearing over this? Describe it.
You guys want this? Do you want the special counsel to read this out loud and know the notes after his findings come forward in a congressional hearing?
Yeah, in a 400-page document, very detailed.
They ain't gonna redact these nuts. I'm just like, yeah, stop, man, stop it. It's too much. It's too much,
dude. This was fun, man. Appreciate
Thank
you
you
coming
for
on, man.
having me on, buddy.
Where can the people find you?
At Shaun Latham, ShaunLatham, pretty much on everything. TikTok, I think, which I barely ever post because I'm a lazy fat fuck face.
Yeah, man, we're old. We don't fuck. TikTok's not for us.
Yeah,
We gotta keep our old ass to fucking Instagram. That's crazy.
At $20 Chef, also 20 and spell out dollar and chef.
Yeah, my guy's fucking super funny. Please go check him out. Find out where he's traveling next. You got some road dates coming up? This is coming out a week from Wednesday.
This Wednesday coming up?
Not a week from this coming Wednesday. So 2 weeks.
Okay.
Yeah. So don't listen.
I'll be at Flappers in March.
There you go.
I got some other stuff. I don't know. I have to look. I can't.
Follow him on Instagram. You'll know
follow
where he's
me on
at.
Instagram, and that's what I'll
Like
do.
everybody knows.
Thanks for having me on,
Yeah,
buddy.
love having you on, man. Appreciate it.
Appreciate you.
All right, guys.
Thanks
You know
for
the
the
deal.
vodka sodas.
You got it, man. Follow us at Ready Set Blow Ready Set Blow Podcast. Follow me at Randy Valerio. Rate, review, subscribe. All this shit. You know what's going on. Working on a website. Finally, found a guy. Finding a guy.
Found a guy.
Well, because people ask for my road dates, I'm so bad about posting on Instagram. So I'm like, I just got to put in one fucking place for it.
Yeah, I'm pretty good at the artwork. Using the artwork and just popping it all on there and having it on there.
Yeah, so
somehow.
you're good about that. I'm fucking lazy. I'm too stupid. But yeah, appreciate you guys listening. We'll check you next week.